there, this is the E4 training video for the SOW or Statement of Work. Before we begin, please make sure to open up the Google Doc SOW template that has been sent to you in the same email as the link for this video. Open that up so that we can work with it as we go through. I'm also going to be working with a filled out example of the SOW so that you can see some of the different things that we're going to have to do in practically filling it out. Alright, so first of all, let's just go over the basics. What is an SOW? As I said, this is your statement of work. This is the log-based document, whether VFR or vital few results, is the results-based document. That is the one where you keep your eye on the final results that you want to see. But the log, the SOW, is showing how you got to those results. So we're going to have a lot of priorities in this one. We're also going to have a log of what actually has happened. I like to think of the VFR as the desired result and the SOW as what actually happened. Many times that's going to be exactly the same thing. Sometimes it's going to differ slightly. Alright, so we begin the SOW. We have obviously the name SOW and then your name with the monthly VFRs. This is very important. This keeps your mind on the goal as you log your days. It's going to keep you toward that VFR sort of result that you want to have. Alright, so first of all, we have March 2010 VFRs in priority order. You should have already watched the VFR video, so you should be able to know how to do that with the tasks and subtasks and all of that. So you will keep several different months of VFRs at the beginning of your SOW. This will always go at the top with the latest month on top. So that is the first thing that you see when you open up your SOW, is the monthly VFR for that month. Next section is miscellaneous future actions. Let's look at this example. These are the large and important results that you need to see, but they don't really have a specific time in, a specific date that they need to be done, or they haven't really been assigned a time and a place. So what you're going to do is you're going to put those in there with basic due date, but those will be left until you or your supervisor find a place to put them, so a good week to do them or a good month in which to do them. But you want to keep them here to remind yourself that they still need to be done. Alright, next section. So we have our miscellaneous future actions, and then we start with the next actions priorities due by meeting. Thursday, and then you see down below that, next actions priorities due by meeting, and then the day, date. So this one has been filled in slightly. Now, it is important to go back to your note-taking and realize that this is where the SOW and the note-taking document are collaborating together. So make sure that you have your note-taking document open, and remember, in the note-taking document, you should have also watched that video. You're going to have a certain section called Actions for SOW. These are put up there. There it is right there, during a meeting with your supervisor, and then immediately after the meeting they are entered into the SOW. Now obviously, because during the meeting you're going to be talking about things that are due at the next meeting. So these actions for SOW would not be due the day of the meeting, they would be due the day of the next meeting. So when you do that in your SOW, what you're going to do is you're going to copy it on to the very first one. So this is right under miscellaneous future actions. Now what I've done here is I've got these actions for SOW. We're going to use this as an example. I'm going to copy and paste just like I normally would after an SOW meeting. Copy it right here. And then I'm going to put it into priority order. So let's assume, now you can't always assume, but let's assume these are already in priority order. Make 3-part document, edit SOW video, etc. Make document for Qumran. Alright, so all of these sorts of things. Now, first of all, these are bad examples. I'm just letting you know. This is not enough detail for your SOW. Your SOW is your action document. It is not just a log, but it is telling you how to do achieve each result that you need. So this is obviously unacceptable because what in the world am I talking about? Make three-part document of what? So let's redo this a little bit just for the sake of example. Make three-part document. Let's say this is for team member orientation. And then name the three parts. One, we'll just say orientation. Number two, you get where I'm going with this. We're going to have much, much more detail in these next actions priorities due by meeting. All right, so remember, when we copy this in from our notes, this is still a future action. This is stuff that's not due until your next meeting, okay? So this particular portion is not going to have a log under it yet. You are going to start keeping the log under it after the meeting, the current meeting. Let's go to the SOW that has already been filled out to make this a little clearer. So we have our VFRs on the top, our miscellaneous future actions, and then we start with our next actions priorities. All right, so this was the meeting that we're talking about. This was a meeting that's still in the future. So it doesn't have logs and priorities due yet. Okay, now here's the next one. This is the one that we're working with now. I have meetings on Mondays and Thursdays, so my logs go in between those. This Monday, I would have underneath it a priority and a log for each day since the last meeting. My last meeting was a Thursday, so I should have a priority and a log for each business day since the last meeting, since the last Thursday. If you think about that, that's going to be fairly simple because it's just going to be Friday and then Monday itself. Okay, so let's see if that works. Priorities here, 0322 matches up here. Yes, that's right. Priorities log for that. Priorities log for the Friday before.